Hey guys, hope things are going well for you and your family, and I hope you're keeping the coronavirus at bay. Miriam and I are going to take a little picnic lunch and head over to Back Bay National Wildlife Refuge. You've seen it featured in our video a lot. It's close, it's great, so that's where we tend to go there. Going to take a little picnic lunch, go for a little walk, stretch the legs, get a little air flowing through our lungs, and doing some social distancing. That's one of the few places that's still open that we can actually get out to. Then later this evening, we're going to fix up some martinis and pontificate about the upside of the coronavirus. I can't fix the virus. I can't fix federal policy or world policy, but I can fix the way I think about it and what I do with the extra time we have available and how we address the effect of the virus has had on our lives. So that's today's video.
I look like that Dutch painting girl with the pearl earring with this thingy on my head.
Okay.
It's been a while since I've done this. I have to get my rhythm back.
Got lunch. We have escaped. First time we've actually had the trailer and Miriam on the back since we went up to the mountains in July. Heading out for a authorized escape. We're going to go stretch our legs through Back Bay, which constitutes exercise, and we packed a picnic lunch to have a little picnic lunch while we're there. Might as well enjoy it. It's warmed up some. It's going to be the only nice day we're really going to have for a couple of days. It's going to be rainy and cold next couple of days. But that's springtime. Holy cow! I've never seen this. He really doesn't like the camera. That's the act he does when he's just looking at the camera, not liking it. to today, whatever today is.
Yeah.
Day
Someday.
3,000 of our quarantine.
Well, really, it's only been a month, although it in some ways seems longer. But a month is kind of a significant milestone. So I found this Facebook group I really like.
Camera's over there.
So I found this Facebook group I really like, and it's the unintended positives of Shelter in Place 2020. And I really like that idea of focusing on the positive, because I think it does help you kind of reframe and kind of redirect your energy. So tell me something good about this last month.
Well, several things. You just want to go back and forth? We'll just trade off one at a time.
Yeah.
I learned how to cut my own hair for the first time in my life. I was a lot of trepidation there, as you could possibly imagine. I didn't want to look like somebody had taken a chainsaw to my head. It turned out pretty well. I was pleasantly surprised. I don't want to do it on a regular basis, but I know that should we decide to execute our plan and hit the road for long duration travel, I could give myself a haircut. So
Yeah.
that's one.
And you're not wearing the bowl cut.
No bowl cut.
Yeah, around the first of the year, I was really struggling with just kind of in a funk about my job and my future in my job and what have you. And I tell you what, I have changed 180 degrees because I am just so grateful to be employed right now. Lots of folks aren't, or they're not fully employed, and that just I can't even express how grateful I feel.
That's the truth. With so many people now currently out of work, and Lord knows where the economy is going to go when this is all said and done. Yeah.
So give me another one.
I learned how to make a different martini. Now, martini is still gin and vermouth. The garnish is what I changed, because once you change the formula from gin and vermouth, well, it stops being a martini, and I got to agree with that. Anyway, typically we would use olives. That's been my martini standby for forever. And I was watching my favorite TV show host, Alton Brown from the Goodies fame, and he was doing Quarantine Kitchen series where he actually cooks from home, live streams it, and he was making a martini a couple of nights ago, and he used a twist of lemon, just a little bit of lemon zest and a twist, and it just kicks it up to a different level. Yeah. It's quite refreshing. Very good.
It's refreshing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you, Alton.
There has been a lot of opportunity this month to make things at home. We've done a lot more cooking at home than we normally do, and we have tried some new things. Did a pretty tasty stew, I thought, this past week, and trying to seek new recipes and ideas. And you've done some cooking that has been new.
For the first time in my life, against the wishes of, without the approval and consent of Miriam, I made an apple pie from scratch, from the crust all the way up to the top, and it turned out pretty good for my first batch, considering it's gone, and it was gone in 3 days, so it must have turned out pretty good. And since we try to eliminate processed sugar from my diet, this one didn't have any processed sugar in it. I used a little bit of Splenda to sweeten the apple just a little bit, so it turned out pretty good.
Very tasty.
Yes.
Yeah.
How about you?
Well, I've acquired all kinds of tech skills that I never anticipated acquiring. We have a video conference every day at work. So I had never really used WebEx or Zoom or Microsoft Teams. And now, it's kind of old hat. So who knew?
Yes. One of our followers who we watch, Les Crowther from Great Britain?
Crowther,
Les Crowther? Hey, Les. You mentioned a channel which is named Itchy Boots, and it's a woman who is riding her Royal Enfield motorcycle pretty much around the planet. She's on season 2. I'm not going to give you a spoiler, but she was in, we're watching a series now where she's in South America and working her way around solo on her Royal Enfield. Great scenery. It's much akin to the series we like to watch, which really got us started into traveling on a motorcycle. Long way down, long way around. Very similar to that. Probably it's one of the things that maybe even inspired her. But and some other channels we've been watching, but that was really hit a nerve with us. Long distance motorcycle travel.
Yeah, it's been fun. I like her energy.
Oh my goodness! I wish I had that kind of energy. And what she's
And
done.
Gumption. And gumption.
And gumption. To go into a country where you do not speak the language and go into remote areas, that takes a lot. But it is kind of whet my appetite for working on a Asphalt Odyssey 2021 sometime next year. Don't have a clue yet, but some ideas are beginning to gel.
Yeah, that's a definite plus this last month is all the extra content available on YouTube and Facebook and other platforms. The artists have been very generous with their content, and we enjoyed a tour of the Wells Theater in downtown Norfolk, which was really kind of cool, and the Grand Ole Opry Saturday nights.
If you're not familiar with the Grand Ole Opry, it is a live radio show that has been played since the 1920s and only missing one performance ever, and that was the week that Martin Luther King had been assassinated, and they had declared martial law, so they couldn't perform that night. But other than that, after that they've had over 9,000 consecutive episodes, and they were not going to let the coronavirus stop them. Although there's no audience participation, because normally the Grand Ole Opry is done before a live audience in this big auditorium. It's just the performers and a skeleton camera and production crew. So you have 3 performers on stage singing to an empty auditorium.
Yeah.
Even they're saying it's just bizarre to do this, but to watch well-trained, classic, skilled musicians play and sing live on national television is a hoot.
Yeah, it's like sitting in their living room. It's really a nice show.
Yeah.
But well, one last thing I'll say is that it's interesting. I guess because we have to work so hard at communicating right now, that I find we're doing more of it, which I really kind of love. My family, my extended family, as an example, my elderly parents and my brother and 2 sisters, we have we found an app called House Party, and we have a standing weekly appointment to all get on the House Party video chat app, and it's like having a family council meeting, and we do that every Saturday afternoon. We never did that before. We tended to talk to our parents mostly, and then get information from the other folks through them. So I just really have appreciated that time, and it takes a lot of effort to keep in touch with folks, but I really feel in many ways it's kind of made us closer, and feel that way with my 2 kids too, because we're doing the same thing, a weekly video chat, just to make sure everything's okay, and really enjoying that.
Yep.
Do you have one more?
I have one more. Because we are sort of confined to our home, which is still pretty big. We have a pretty spacious home for just the 2 of us and the bird. It's good conditioning for RV travel.
There you go.
I wanted an RV that we could live in for 3 days in the rain without killing each other. And I think being in this house together, except for Miriam going to work a couple of days a week to the office, working from home the rest of the time, we haven't even had a desire to kill each other yet. Haven't even had a fight yet. So I think we'll be a good match for upcoming trips. And I think I can find things that can be busy. One of the things I was concerned about is once we hit the road, when you're not driving, I'm a workaholic. I always have to be doing something. So I think I can branch out and just spend time developing video for the channel, a lot of content, and planning routes. I really think I can do that. I wasn't sure about that before because I was such a workaholic, but I think I can.
Yeah. So to adapting and overcoming.
To adapt and overcoming. So guys, thank you very much for watching.
Cheers to you. Hope all is well.
Hope you all
wherever you are.
hope stay safe and don't forget to subscribe.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.